Brace yourself.
Brace for mon Dieu!
Well, welcome to another video of mine, and you must excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, because I am having a tipple of alcohol. I have a little bit of Gentleman Jack left, so I'm going to indulge as I regale you with the story of Saints Row 4. Not the re-elected version. No, this is the PS3 60 last triple gen version, played backwards compatibility on the Xbox 6. My sex box gurgles frantically with playing this game. It doesn't really, but I like to think that it does. And where will we start? At the beginning, yes. So after Saints Row 3, you've taken over everything, and then you go on a mission to the Middle East for some bizarre reason. And they call that mission Zero Saints 30. But I, being the wordsmith and all that, I like to call it something else. And I forget, I've had a cider. It was a strong 8% cider. What do I call this mission again? Oh yeah, Zero Dark 30% off, because that's... they'll try to make a joke of, Zero Dark 30, the movie. If you haven't seen it, neither have I, so fuck knows if it's good or not. And, let's be fair, who really gives a shit? For it is not part of the review other than a pun. A pun, I tell you. So you're cutting about some caves, shooting Arab-looking terrorists, so that's terribly racist. I'll be complaining to Evolution about that. I'm surprised there wasn't a massive outrage at the time. Then you jump in a rocket and you hear probably one of the worst pop rock songs of all time. It's that... I think it's that shitey Aerosmith song, the one that was in Armageddon. That one, I wouldn't want to fall asleep if I was sleeping next to you, pish. Aye. Wank sauce, mate. And then you disable the nuke somehow by pulling a couple of wires out of it. And then you land in the White House. I didn't know the White House was in the Middle East. Crash land, not demand, but crash land. Then this is where you get scalped with the extremely well-rounded and wonderful character creator. But you can make, as I've said in past videos, anything you want. From men to women to Thai ladyboys and silver surfers beyond the rim of space. Then you cut about... oh, and Keith David's back in this. Keith David's not been in it since the first one. He comes back in it to play himself this time instead of was it Julius? I actually think he was in the second game at the end, but bollocks fucking cares. So you're hit with a few choices that don't matter, like, oh, you can cure cancer or world hunger. I chose to cure cancer, of course, because that makes the most sense to me. Because just about every cunt that I know on the planet's had cancer at this fucking point. I think I'm the only person in the town that I live in that hasn't had it. So then, couple of wee bits, and then fucking this big, stupid, croissant-headed fuck called Zinyak shows up and wrecks the place. And the whole fucking game turns into a Matrix-inspired Independence Day type invasion game. Which is not what I expected at all. The whole thing with Saints Row 4 was it was supposed to be DLC for Saints Row 3. Then they decided, nah, we'll just turn it into its own game and give it its own DLC. Things like Enter the Dominatrix, which was supposed to be, again, part of the DLC for Saints Row 3. There was also a Christmas DLC. How the Saints saved Christmas, that's weird. And there's a clone DLC involving Mr. Johnny Gat. So you're basically cutting about a simulation of Steelport. So it is the same map from the third game, but it's a simulation of the map from the third game. So I felt no guilt whatsoever in just ploughing down people. Fucking ploughing them down with reckless abandon. Now, as you progress through the game and you pick up these data clusters to upgrade your superpowers, you'll find that you don't really need the car so much, which is kind of a bit of a disappointment, to be honest. I like driving about in motors. You'll get missions to drive about in motors to deliver them from one point to the next to upload some kind of fucking stupid virus, but all in all, you really, after the first couple of hours of the game, I didn't bother with motors, so that was a bit of a letdown, but you get superpowers, so who gives a fuck? You run up the side of buildings and you can jump really high and you can glide through the air and there's water running and aye, it's good fun, but I don't really have a but. It's just good fun. I have to say though, the Zinyak clone troopers that for whatever reason, and I know they don't look the same, but they remind me of the Vogons for Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh, I feel so depressed.
I can't face another day. What's the point?
They're just these skinny thickos rather than fat thickos. Well, that's... aye, it's just... I don't know, I can't help but think of that. It's great. Do you know what? I'm sitting here thinking I could go a munch. I need some chocolate or something, just junk in general. I could go like a big fucking cheeseburger, but I don't really, that's not really an option at this point in time, but just thought I'd share that thought with you. I'm a greedy fat bastard and I've been drinking a wee bit, so the hunger pangs sort of kick in, you know? So what you're basically left with in this game is a bunch of mini-games disguised as main or side missions, mostly side missions, and you cut about and you have to free your crew members from the clutches of Zinyak. And you get loyalty missions like you'd get in Mass Effect 2. Then you get super homies. Those missions are pretty fun. For the most part they're fun. I just don't like them disguising the open world activities as side missions because I think that's a bit devious. And I don't know, it makes the game seem smaller than it actually is. I wish they'd just have your missions and have your side stuff. I suppose you could have your side missions if you're like, oh, can I find such and such, but yeah, I'd rather they just kept that all separate. And would you get with your side missions? Your usual fare-a-pish, really. But you'll get tank mayhem, mech mayhem, UFO mayhem, all the mayhems you can fucking think of. All the mayhems under the digital sky. Tons of that shit. There's Genki things where you use fucking telekinesis and you throw motors and bows and heeds and fucking daubers and all kinds of pish. There are missions in the real world, but they're on Zinyak's spaceship. You're just freeing people and shooting folk. It's good though. Well, it's not bad. There's also Terminator-like things in this. I do like that. And there's also another level with some zombies. Oh, gotta have the undead in there somewhere, right? Pure dicks, so there. What else? You just play through the game until you finish it, really, kind of like any other game. I think I got about 20 to 30 hours at the bastard, and that's playing a lot of the side stuff as well. Side stuff's quite fun. There's only a couple of things I didn't really like. The can't even think of what I didn't like that much, which means I didn't dislike all that much in the first place. So maybe I'm just talking pish, maybe I like more than I thought. But the game's fun, it's cheap. Get it for the 360 PS3, I think it's a Nintendo Switch now, I know. But the best version for me is the Xbox One version, where you get Saints Row 4 Re-Elected Edition with Gat Out of Hell. And Gat Out of Hell will be the next one that I do. The next game in the series that I review. Okay, right. I'll see you all later then, I suppose. Adios.
Abducted my enemy. my country? This saint yields to no one. This is for Madame Liberté